Hi guys, it's Nicole. Welcome to Nicole's Place. For today's video, I want to show you one of my favorite recipes. I think it's perfect for the fall and winter months because the weather is turning a little cooler. Or if you have a loved one that is feeling under the weather, this is the perfect remedy for that. And this is my recipe for chicken noodle soup with an Asian twist. So let's get started. So first up, we're going to start off with our chicken drumsticks. I marinated the drumsticks with about a tablespoon of soy sauce and a tablespoon of Japanese rice vinegar. Now, these are optional. You can marinate them with other sauces that you feel are more appropriate. I just wanted to give it a little bit of taste. They're going to end up in the soup anyways, so you can marinate them how you like. And I baked them for 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 to 20 minutes. I am not baking them all the way through. I still want it to be a little tender because I will be putting the chicken back into the soup after the whole process is done. So I do want the chicken to be tender at the end of the process. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So while the chicken drumsticks are baking, we can start preparing the chicken noodle soup base. So to start off, we have our chicken broth. I like to choose the one that is no salt added or has reduced sodium content because I like to be in control of the sodium that's in my soup, whether that is with soy sauce or fish sauce. But for today's soup, I want to put all the ingredients into the pot first and then gauge at the end if I want more salt in my soup. So we're gonna pour this whole bad boy, 900 milligrams of the broth into our pot, and I'm gonna add about a cup of water because during the simmering process, there will be evaporation. So let's go ahead and do that. Next, to make the soup just come alive, I have a couple things I like to use. First, we have this white radish. I think this is really great because it has a very fresh, sweet flavor. And then we have our carrots. I'm gonna add about 2 of these. We're gonna add some of these shallots. These shallots are nice because they're kind of like white onion, but they have a more pungent flavor. So I'm gonna add this into my soup as well. Now this is kind of my secret ingredient. I know a lot of soup-based recipes from a lot of different cultures use this. This is anise. This is kind of a fancy one that I got from Lovelots, but you can get it at any Asian grocery store. If I just open it up, this herb kind of looks like a star. I love this herb so much because when I put it into the broth, it kind of gives me a pho flavor, and I love my pho. So I'm just gonna put 1 star of this anise into the soup. Another great ingredient that I love putting in soups is ginger. So I'm gonna put about 3 slices into the soup. I think it really cuts through any of the fatty flavors in the soup, although in this soup it's not going to be fatty, it's going to be very healthy. So we're going to do that. And then I'm going to let this beautiful mixture just simmer and simmer for about maybe 20 to 30 minutes. And while I do that, I'm going to go ahead and start cooking the vermicelli noodles. The one that I really love to use is this vermicelli noodles. It's not too thin and it's not too thick, and I think the texture and the size is just the right size to soak up all the flavors in the broth, which I really love. So for 2 people, I would use about half or about 3/4 of this package. I think any more than that is just gonna be too much and overwhelming the soup. So I'm gonna start doing that because I feel that this noodle takes a bit of time to cook and turn soft. So remember to do this concurrently while you cook the broth, so you can just dump the noodles in with the soup after the whole simmering process is over. Now, maybe 20 minutes into simmering the soup, I also like to add in my bean sprouts. I think bean sprouts really add a unique flavor to the broth. I think, again, it gives me kind of the pho flavor. I love putting bean sprouts in my pho. It's a nice vegetable because it's very light and it doesn't take away from any other ingredients that are in the soup, and when it simmers into the soup, it turns really soft as well. So it just comes together as one, you know? So all the different ingredients bring something to the soup, and the bean sprouts are very integral. Now, last but not least, I love my green onion. I think they add such a good flavor. So right here, I have generous stalks of green onion. Yes, I have generous stalks of green onion. So what I'm gonna do is put, I think, about half of the green onions, chop them up, put them in the soup as well. I'm gonna save the other half because I can use them as a garnish at the end of the whole process. So that is what's gonna happen. So after all of the ingredients are dumped into the broth, all we do is wait and let the magic happen. Hi guys, so my chicken noodle soup is done. I think the whole process took about 2 to 3 hours, but I really think it's worth it because the flavor really came out in the soup. Let me just show you what I have in front of me. This gorgeous looking soup. And I'm gonna consume that right now and let you know my thoughts on it. So first, let's taste the broth. Wow, I really taste the radish, the sweetness of the radish. And I kid you not, I did not add any extra salt or any sauce, like fish sauce. Usually I would. I think I made this over the weekend and I didn't have the white radish and I really did have to add salt and fish sauce, but I don't have to do that today because I have the radish. So let's taste a little bit of the noodles and the soup together. You really have to do the noodles separately from the soup or else the noodles would turn into a great big mush. But the noodles are really bouncy and I wouldn't say chewy, but really al dente texture. And the chicken is tender as well. It's very fulfilling. I love the combination of all the different vegetables, whether it is the bean sprouts or the radish and the carrot and all the green onions and the soup and the noodles. It's just so good. and you know it's healthy because you know everything that you put into this. It was literally a labor of love putting this dish together, but it was so worth it. Now, obviously, I will not be able to finish the whole pot in one sitting. So remember, when you are reboiling the soup for the next day or another meal, a little bit of the soup will evaporate, so you can add water as you see fit. Remember, don't add too much water or the flavor would be lost. Or if you, by accidentally, put too much liquid, you can always put a little bit of salt. This is really good. And it might even taste better the next day because it has time to sit and simmer and all the flavors can come out even more. But even within 3 hours, I think the flavor of the bones and all the vegetables, is wonderful. I will leave all of the ingredients in the description box. If you have a few hours and you want to make something delicious for your significant other, your friends, or just yourself, give this recipe a try. You will not regret it. And it's a little bit like chicken pho. You can make your own pho at home. And it's simple. It just takes a little bit of patience. So thank you all for watching this. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope to see you next time. Bye, guys. Mwah.